Hello everyone, I am Jarel Please. I will be discussing the sixth element of digital citizenship. It's about digital law. So, what is digital law? Digital law is defined as electronic responsibility for actions in deeds. Identify as the responsibility of being safe online and following online rules. It is basically known as the law of internet. Refers to what you are and are not allowed to do while using internet. The Philippine laws. The Republic Act Number 9775, also known as Anti-Child Pornography Act of 2009, an act defining the crime of child pornography, prescribing penalties therefore in other purposes. There are 12 acts punishable under this law. First, to hire, employ, use, persuade, induce, or coerce a child to perform in the creation of production of any form of child pornography. Second, to produce, direct, manufacture, or create any form of child pornography. Third, to publish, offer, transmit, sell, distribute, broadcast, advertise, promote, export, or import. Fourth, to possess any form of child pornography with the intent to sell, distribute, publish, or broadcast. Fifth, to knowingly, willfully, and intentionally provide a venue for the commission of prohibited acts. Sixth, for film distributors, theaters, and telecommunications companies by themselves or in cooperation with the other entities. 7. For a parent, legal guardian, or person having custody or control of a child to knowingly permit the child to engage, participate, or assist. 8. To engage in the luring or grooming of a child pornography. 9. To engage in pandering of any form of child pornography. 10. To knowingly access any form of child pornography. 11. To conspire to commit any of the prohibited acts stated in this section. And last, to possess any form of child pornography. All of these violations has a correspondence penalty based on the Republic Act number 9775. The second law, the Republic Act number 10175, also known as Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. It is an act defining cybercrime, providing for the prevention, investigation, suppression, and the imposition of penalties therefore in other purpose. Offenses against the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of computer data and systems are: first, illegal access to whole or any part of a computer system without right. Second, illegal interception, made by technical means and without right, of any non-public transmission of computer data within a computer system, including electromagnetic emission from a computer system carrying such data. Third, data interference, the intentional or reckless alteration, damaging, deletion, or deterioration of computer data, electronic document, or electronic data messages without right, including the introduction or transmission of viruses. Fourth, system interference, the intentional alteration of or reckless and hindering with the functioning of a computer network by inputting, transmitting, damaging, deleting, deteriorating, altering, or suppressing computer data or program, electronic document, or electronic data message without right or authority, including the introduction or transmission of viruses. Fifth, misuse of device, the use, production, sale, procurement, importation, distribution, or otherwise making available intentionally and without right. Computer related offenses, computer related forgery, the input, alteration, or deletion of any computer data without right. insulting, inauthentic data with the intent that be considered or acted upon for legal purposes at least were authentic, regardless whether or not data is directly readable and intelligible. Second, computer-related fraud. The unauthorized input, alteration, or deletion of computer data or program, or interference in the functioning of a computer system, causing damage, thereby with fraudulent intent. Third, computer related identity theft. The intentional accusation, use, misuse, transfer, possession, alteration, or deletion of identifying information belonging to another, whether natural or juridical without right. Content related offenses. First, cyber squatting. The accusation of a domain name over the internet in bad faith in order to profit, mislead, destroy reputation, and describe other from registering the same. Second, cyber sex. The will engagement, maintenance, control, or operation directly or indirect of any lasciviousness exhibition of sexual organ or sexual activity with the aid of a computer system, favor, or consideration. Third, libel. The unlawful or prohibited acts of libel as amended in Article 355 of the Revised Penal Code. All of these violations has a correspondence penalty based on the Republic Act of number 10175. Third law is the Republic Act number 10173, also known as Data Privacy Act 2012, an act protecting individual personal information and communication systems and the government in the private sector, creating for this purpose a National Privacy Commission and for other purposes. The act punishable under this law are the unauthorized processing of personal information and sensitive personal information. Second, accessing personal information and sensitive personal information due to negligences. Third, improper disposal of personal information and sensitive personal information. Fourth, processing of personal information and sensitive personal information for unauthorized purposes. Fifth, unauthorized access or intentional breach. Sixth, concealment of security branches involving sensitive personal information. 7. Malicious disclosure. 8. Unauthorized disclosure. And last, combination or service of acts. All of this violation has a correspondence penalties based on Republic Act number 10173. The fourth law, Republic Act number 8484. Access Devices Regulation Act of 1998, an act regulating the issuance and use of access devices, prohibiting fraudulent acts committed relative thereto, providing penalties and for. Acts punishable under this law are: first, tracking in one or more unauthorized access devices or access devices fraudulently applied. Second, possessing one or more counterfeit access devices or access devices fraudulently applied. Third, endorsing, enticing, permitting, or any manner allowing another for consideration otherwise to produce, use, traffic, in counterfeit access devices, unauthorized access devices, or access devices fraudulently applied. Fourth, without the authorization of the credit card system member or its agent, causing or arranging for another person to present to the member or its agent. For payment, one or more evidence or record of transactions made by credit card. Fifth, producing, using, tracking in one or more counterfeit access devices. Sixth, producing, trafficking in, having control or custody of, or processing device making or altering equipment without being in the business or employment which lawfully deals with the manufacture, issuance, or distribution of such equipment. 7. Using with the intent to defraud unauthorized access devices. 8. Using an access device fraudulently applied. 9. Multiple imprinting on more than one transaction record. Sales slip or similar document, thereby making it appear that the device holder has entered into a transaction another than those which said device holder had lawfully contracted for. 10. Disclosing any information imprinted on the process access device, such as but not limited to the account number or name or address of the device holder without the latter's authority or permission. 11. Obtaining money or anything of value through the use of an access device with intent to defraud or with intent to gain and fleeing thereafter. 12. Having in one's possession without authority from the owner of the access device or the access device company an access device or any material such as slips, carbon paper, or any other medium on which the access device is written, printed, embossed, and otherwise indicated. 13. Writing or causing to be written on sales slip, approval number from the issuer of the access device of the fact of approval, where in fact no such approval was given, or where, if given, what is written and deliberately different from the approval actually given. Fourth, making any alteration without the access device holder's authority of any amount or other information written on the sales slip. Fifth, effecting transaction with one or more access devices issued to another person to receive payment or any other thing or value. And 16, last, without the authorization of the issuer of the access device, soliciting a person for the purpose. All of this violation has a correspondence penalty based on the Republic Act number 8484. The fifth law, Republic Act number 11313, also known as Safe Spaces Act or Anti-Bastos Law. An act defining gender-based sexual harassment in streets, public spaces, online, workplaces, and educational or training institutions, providing protective measures and prescribing penalties therefore. Specific acts and penalties for gender-based sexual harassment in street and public spaces. First, for acts such as cursing, wolf whistling, catcalling, leering, and intrusive gazing, transphobic statements and slurs, the persistent telling of sexual joke, use of sexual names, comment and demands, and any statement that has made an invasion on personal space or threatens the person's sense of personal safety. Second, for acts such as making offensive body gesture at someone and exposing private parts for the sexual gratification of the perpetrator with the effect of demeaning, harassing, threatening, or intimidating the offended party, including flashing of private parts, public masturbation, grouping, and similar lewd sexual action, and acts such as stalking and any of the acts mentioned in Section 11, paragraphs. All of this violation has a correspondence penalty based on the Republic Act 11313. The sixth law, Republic Act number 8792, also known as in Electronic Commerce Act of 2000, an act providing for the recognition and use of electronic commercial and non-commercial transactions and documents, penalties for unlawful use thereof, and for another purposes. The acts punishable under this law are: first, hacking or crackling refers to unauthorized access, and two, or interference in a computer system, server, or information and communication system. Second, piracy or the unauthorized copying, production, dissemination, or distribution, importation, use, removal, alteration, substitution, modification, storage, uploading, downloading, communication, making available to the public or broadcasting of protected material, electronic signature, or copyright works including legal, protected sound recordings, or phonographs, or information material on protected works through the use of telecommunication networks such as, but not limited to, the Internet in the manner that infringes intellectual property rights. Third, violations of the Consumer Act of Republic Act number 7394 and other relevant to pertinent laws through transaction covered by using electronic data messages or electronic documents. Also, there are other violations of the provision of this act. All of these violation has a correspondence penalty based on the Republic Act 8792. And the last law is the Republic Act number 995, also known as Anti-Photo and Video Voyeurism Act of 2009. An act defining and penalizing the crime of photo and video voyeurism, prescribing penalties therefore and for other purposes. The act punishable under this law are: first, to take photo or video coverage of a person or a group of persons performing sexual act or any similar activity, or to capture an image of the private area of a person, such as the naked or undergarment clad genitals, public area, buttocks, or female breast without the consent of the persons involved and under circumstances in which the person has or have a reasonable expectation of privacy. Second, to copy or reproduce or to cause to be copied or reproduce such photo or video or recording of sexual act or any similar activity with or without consideration. Third, to sell or distribute or cause to be sold or distributed such photo or video or recording of sexual act, whether it be the original copy or reproduction. And last, to publish or broadcast or cause to be published or broadcast, whether in print or broadcast media, or show or prohibited the photo or video coverage or recordings of such sexual act or any similar activity through VCD or DVD, internet, cellular phones, and other similar means or devices. All of this violation has a correspondence penalty based on the Republic Act 995. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something about digital law. If you want to have a copy of my presentation, just visit the link below.